trade collaboration, Nigeria Republic of Benin planned the central bank's personal exchange. Federal government appeals to Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, non-academic staff union to call off warning strike. Plus, Nigeria Army begins a 3-day mourning for slain soldiers, fly flags at half-mast. Good afternoon, welcome to News Brief, the news at 3 p.m. My name is Emily Tari Emberu, and those were the highlights. And now details of the news. Vice Chancellor of Rstv University in Polu Orowoko Port Harcourt, Professor Neru Okombole, on behalf of the Governing Council, Senate, staff and students, invites all fresh students of the 2023-2024 academic session to the 42nd matriculation ceremony. A statement signed by Acting Registrar Mrs. Ibimonia Harry said the matriculation will hold on Wednesday, March 20, 2024 at the Convocation Arena by 9 a.m. The statement invites all matriculants to be punctual. In a bid to strengthen the fight against crimes and criminality in every nook and cranny of the state, the Commandant Nigerian Legion Corps of Rivers State Command, Colonel Chris Ubom, retired, has reiterated the command's readiness to eliminate crime to the barest minimum if given the opportunity to partner other state agents, sister agencies. Colonel Ubom made the remark while inaugurating the new cabinet members of Rumumasi Division in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State. Emmanuel Mayon was there, and his report is presented from our studios.
The State Commandant, Nigerian Legion Corps of Commissioners, Chris Ubom, said the aim and objective of the command is to ensure adequate security and create job opportunities for the youths in the state. He charged members of the Romasi Division of the Corps to be honest and dedicated in the discharge of their duties and work in synergy with stakeholders and sister agencies in their domain to ensure lives and properties of the people of Romasi are protected. He said they should see the work as an opportunity to serve God and humanity, pointing out that fight against criminality should not be taken for granted, hence the need for everyone to join hands and fight against crime, and as well provide relevant information to security agencies in order to enable them combat crime to the barest minimum.
Please, let me put this in truth to you people. Today is the inauguration of a room mercy. Once you came with him to support him in unity, you can move mountains. That unity will not come if you don't make sacrifice. You make sacrifice with your resources, you make sacrifice with your time.
In their goodwill messages, Director Administration Nigerian Legion Corps of Commissioners Prince Oro and stakeholders congratulated members for their dedication to serve humanity. They called on state government, private sectors and well-meaning individuals to engage Nigerian Legion Corps of Commissioners in security services in order to reduce unemployment, enhance safety and as well contribute to the well-being of individuals and communities.
We can assure you that these men are trained. They were trained by the military, that means the combination of the Army, the Navy and the Air Force. So they have a vast knowledge of security experience to ensure they combat crime.
And whatever is doing does not benefit you anywhere. One thing people should ask themselves question as we are living in the language: can my name give joy to my children?
The Divisional Commander Rumumasi Gotsai Ukon expressed delight for the successful inauguration of the cabinet members and promised to work together to create a secured and harmonious society.
We have visited the area command and we alliance with them, letting them to know that Corps of Commissioners are on ground, well ready to stop and to also join them to fight the crime. But we ask the government to also recognize us, also take us along.
The commander also visited the Nigerian Police Area Command Headquarters, Ninokoro, and the Lekaya Police Divisional Headquarters to seek collaboration to ensure that the fight against criminality is sustained. For partnership and inquiries, call the number 070-5969-0841 or 081-6120-9996.
Governor Zumlai Fubara has restated the readiness of his administration to partner churches and religious organizations to restore peace and stability in the state. He made the remarks at the anniversary celebrations of the Diocese of Ogoni and launching of 2 billion naira for cathedral building and Thanksgiving service for the inauguration, election, consecration, and enthronement of the pioneer bishop, Right Reverend Solomon Baragbera. Namdi Olim reports that the theme of the event was Let Us Rise and Build. His reports.
Governor Fubara, represented by the head of service, George Mweke, commended the Diocese of Ogoni Anglican Communion for embarking on the cathedral building project and donated the sum of 15 million naira for the actualization of the edifice. He said the cathedral, when completed, will serve as a monument and a beacon of faith and peace and would mark a new chapter of peace and prosperity in Rivers State. According to the governor, who also read the first lesson, charged the newly installed canons and knights to see their position as a call to higher duties to God and humanity.
As to acknowledge the selfless service of the sons and daughters of Ogoni in the house of God, let us also remember the broader calling to serve our communities and our state. Their unwavering dedication sets a standing example of how faith can move mountains and bring about tangible changes in our society.
Bishop Diocese of Ogoni, Right Reverend Solomon Baeba, while delivering the sermon, said the old church building, constructed 19 years ago, can no longer accommodate the increasing number of worshippers, hence the need to embark on a new one. He thanked the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara for the support given to the church for the commencement of the project and expressed hope that with more support from within and outside the church, the cathedral project would be actualized.
We are launching our 2 billion naira new all-saint cathedral building, and we invited the governor and he responded. As we recognize the services that people have rendered in the house of God, they will render more and become more committed both to faith and work in the house of God.
Chairman, Cathedral Building and Launching Planning Committee, Dr. Abolo Nkbobu, the Secretary, Eredum Mbie, and some of the newly installed canons and knights said their investiture will draw them closer to God and thank the church for finding them worthy.
We have deemed it necessary that we need to get a better, more befitting place for worship for God. And that's how we started embarking on this plan. And as God would help us, we started reaching out to people with prayer, and we are happy that most of the people we invited, the key people, came.
It was really remarkable, the turnout today, the response from believers all over Rivers State, all over Nigeria. People came and honor and grace this occasion. We are really, really happy. And
thank God and thank the Bishop of Diocese of Ogoni to find me elect as a canon into the Diocese of Ogoni. So I so appreciate the good work of God, and I pray that with this, the work of God will move further to the next level.
Presentation of certificate to the new knights and canon, as well as choir administration, added color to the event. Namdi Olimini, Rstv News.
Federal government has appealed to the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SASNU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, to call off their 7-day warning strike. Minister of State, Labour and Employment, Nkiruka Onyejocha, appealed in a statement signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations in the Ministry, Olatide Oshundudu, in Abuja. The Joint Action Committee of SANU and NASU had directed its members to embark on a 7-day warning strike over the non-payment of 4 months of withheld salaries. President Bola Tinubu had in October 2023 directed that university workers that embarked on prolonged strike in 2022 should be paid 4 months. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, who were part of the unions that embarked on the strike, had been paid their own withheld 4-month salaries. Mrs. Onyejocha also expressed his pleasure at the action of the unions, which he described as a total disregard for the federal government's concerted efforts to address the concerns of the unions. She suggested another date for a proper conciliation meeting, adding that based on that discussion, the intended strike would be put on hold pending the outcome of the meeting. But this date was rejected by the unions. The minister appealed to SANU and NASU to step back from their hard-line stance and meet the federal government at the table for conciliation. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has said the legislative agenda of the 10th National Assembly will ensure tremendous improvement in the standard of living of Nigerians. Senator Akpabio stated this during the public hearing of the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Tech Fund and the House of Representatives Committee on Students' Loan, Scholarship and Higher Education Financing on Students' Loan Access to Higher Education, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2024. represented by the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Rao Jibrin. He commended President Bola Tinubu for his foresight and uncommon passion in supporting the students of the country with the loan scheme. He said that the scheme will address the problems of lack of funding among the Nigerian students. In amending the bill, the Senate President said the opinions of all stakeholders will be considered to have the best legislation. Now, House of Representatives Committee on Judiciary has invited the Ministers of Finance, Budget and National Planning as well as the Secretary, National Judiciary Council for deliberation over the poor remuneration of judicial officers across the country. Also invited to the meeting slated for March 25th, 2024 are the National President, Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria, Chairman, Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission RMAFC, Chairman, Nation Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, as well as the President, Nigerian Bar Association. During the valedictory court session in his honor, retired Justice Musa Tatijo of the Supreme Court had revealed that justices of the apex were poorly paid. The House Committee, in its letter signed by the committee's chairman, Honorable Oluwole Oke, titled Case for Upward Review of Judicial Remuneration, said it also received complaints about judges' salaries from the Nigerian Bar Association. According to the letter, the committee was in receipt of a submission by the NBA advocating a review of judicial officers' remuneration and conditions of service. Now, do you love and care about privacy and her peace? If yes, let's will and take her to greater heights. This is a task you and I must accomplish. Remember, you can watch Rstv News live on YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. And up ahead on the news, Uganda on alert as Islamic State-linked allied democratic forces militants cross border from DR Congo. And in sport, Nigeria Football Federation insists on March 31st for State Federation Cup finals. Details of